It's week 6 of the NFL, and we'll get to see the Eagles' creative quarterback. He's going to have to air it out plenty this week. It's the Eagles and the Commanders, and it's all just ahead on Madden NFL 25.
It's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. With Charles Davis, I'm... Set to go now in week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. Here are the Commanders for their first drive of the game. And they will be led out by their second-year quarterback.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. The numbers for him from a week ago, 22 carries, 84 yards.
And we all know he had a big workload last week, so I'm eager to see if they decide to back him off a little bit. Personally, I hand it to him 20-plus times again. When a running back's locked in like he is, I want him to keep touching the football.
And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. You look at this Eagle defense. They currently sit at number 4 in the NFL in terms of stopping the run.
Now if they could just get their pass defense in line, this unit would be really, really strong. And remember the conversation with the defensive coordinator? He wants them to rush the passer better. He wants to see the quarterback on the ground. They've got to create some sacks.
And he said it starts early and often. We'll see if they can get to him. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. Back to throw. McLean. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And a fair catch called for and made at the 12-yard line. So here are the Eagles now backed up to start their first drive. And they'll be led out by their 3rd-year quarterback.
And for how good he is throwing the ball, it's his running that makes him so dangerous. He had a couple of touchdowns on the ground in last week's game, so we'll see what they dial up for him for this one.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. This is 2nd and 8. Looking to throw. Alexander. And from the 15, they're able to work this up to the 20 for a pickup of a handful. The heavy set out there. 3 tight ends in the formation for 3rd and 3. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. They'll score that a 36-yard punt. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. McLean toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. 2nd and 10. A handoff as they run the counter play. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Off play action. McLean. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to have a Commanders first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Back to throw. McLean. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. This is caught. And he'll score. Touchdown, Commanders. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Commanders get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys a little bit jumpy.
But you do.
Oh, you understand the same way. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went 3 and out.
And now they have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'll try to do better here. From Commanders territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 41. Looking to throw. Alexander. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. And the Commanders will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
And Washington going to come back out here to take over offensively. They'll start following the interception in great field position at the 45. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. Throwing to start the drive. McLean throwing out right here, caught by Olave. Well, this defense for the Eagles, they were very good in the win over Dallas a week ago.
It's a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week because the feeling...
Oh, bottled up fumble. It's out. It's loose.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
From the gun on 3rd down, McLean. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a first down. On the RPO, that's complete right side. It'll be a gain of just a yard, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. Here's a handoff out of the gun. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. A gain of 2 there on the heels of a 1-yard pickup on 1st. So 3rd down now. They need the 27-yard line for a first. Back to throw. McLean. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he has another first down as he'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 13-yard line. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Looking to throw. McLean. That's Olave bringing in another one. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6. An 8-play drive to this point. So here's play number 9 on 3rd and 7. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? That's 3 sacks now, and this team came into the game in the bottom 5 in the league in sacks.
Yeah, what's going on? It's not been their bread and butter. I don't know. Is a blind squirrel finding a nut, or is this something they can build on?
Well, they found some momentum. They found a crack in that offensive line, and they're putting it to good use.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Holding offense.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. And he'll get it here on the touch pass. And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. Second and 14. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. Now second quarter action from Philadelphia, and it's the Eagles in possession. They're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. 2nd and 9. They'll keep it on the ground with McCoy this time. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4. The offense on 3rd down, they've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This will be 3rd and 5. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away. Fair catch called for and made right at the 25-yard line.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Throwing to start the drive. Alexander. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a 1st down. Back to throw. Alexander got his man complete over the middle. It's Ross. 2nd down and 3. In motion left goes a tight end. 2nd and 3. And his throw's going to be incomplete. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Looking to throw. Alexander. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3. At the 24.
Back to throw again. Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a 1st down. They'll bring a tight end in motion left. They'll look to throw here on first down. Looking middle, and that's complete. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that will bring up second down.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 14-yard line.
Back to throw. Alexander. That's taken in by Franklin. And he will cover up as he's touched down after a short gain.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
Out of the gun now on third down. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Eagles are back within a score. That time, a 9-play drive. The result, Philadelphia in the end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Washington ready to try again on offense. 3-2, their record through the first 5 games of the year as they got the victory last week. It's still early, just October, but what have you seen from these guys so far?
Well, what I've seen is a team that's still figuring out all their pieces because they've got some new faces from a year ago, add in some new draft picks. Sometimes it takes a month or so before you really start to gel as a team and for those players to figure out their roles. But right now, I see them starting to elevate.
Throwing middle, and it's complete. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. Back to throw now on first down. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47. 3rd down and 13. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead. So as they talk it over, we step aside. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on second down. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. So as they talk it over, we step aside. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. And they'll keep leaning on the running game back to the ground. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
2 yards on the pickup there, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
From the gun on 3rd down, Alexander. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. You don't see this often. A quarterback of his caliber, 2 first-half interceptions.
It's absolutely surprising because it happens so rarely. You're searching for what reason, what's going on out there. It's not just maybe the defense is playing well. Is his horoscope off? His biorhythms? What is it?
You went horoscope on us, Davis.
Well, I was thinking maybe REM sleep was off. I'm trying to come up with something.
Anything, right? Throwing to start the drive. McLean. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. On first down, he'll drop to throw. Olave over the middle. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. Here's a 2nd and 5. Looking to throw. McLean over the middle. It's complete. Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown. Chris Olave. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Commanders will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And the lead is now 13. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it was Chris Olave who finished things off with a touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Eagles offense going to take over late in this first half. Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it down by 2 scores. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They look lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
Back to throw. Alexander. Now they go screen. It's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now the Eagles will use the 2nd of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. They'll look to throw now on first down. He finds his man complete. That's Reed. The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Again, he'll drop to throw. Now throw right side here going to be incomplete.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
They'll look to throw again. And that one to the right side and incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline.
The Commanders take over first down at their own 20-yard line.
And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So we've reached. Message received here. No need to wait. We're going to skip halftime and get right back to the action. Here comes the third quarter. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Eagles offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. They'll start on the ground here on first down. Dancing away at the 35. And room to run as he's up past the 35-yard line. Ball on the 36 now. Here's second down and 1. Operating from the gun. Alexander. And he's going to hook up with his big tight end. Complete. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Looking to throw. Alexander. Open net is Waddle, complete. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And it's second down. And they'll run on the inside handoff. He'll get only a couple down to the 44.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
From the gun on third down, Alexander. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. And 5 yards on the play there, and the drive will continue. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's Washington that scoops it up. Taking it right down Broadway. And he is going to bring this one back to the house. It's a Commanders touchdown on the scoop and score. The offense, they've had some sloppy moments. Sloppy there again on that one, and it could be the backbreaker.
From a defensive perspective, if the offense is going to be sloppy, you've got to take advantage of that. And that's what they've done all game long.
The defense more than did its job. Now the offense is summoned onto the field as they'll go for 2. They'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. Can't get rid of it. So a sack on the 2-point try. They had the big play on the fumble return. They were looking for the 1-2 punch, but they couldn't get that 2-point conversion. And
I have to wonder, were they scheduled to go ahead and kick the extra point? But after a play like that, you talk about the 1-2 punch, right? It's a momentum play. Go for 2 and really try to capitalize, and that's what they attempted.
The Eagles offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets, and it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Here's 2nd and 8. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And they're going to face a 3rd down. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. From the gun on 3rd down, Alexander. That is caught. He's got room at the 30. Down to the 10. And down to the 7-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, as my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver, make sure it's someone on the short side of things, not deep downfield, that can hurt your defense.
Operating from the gun, Alexander forced out to his left. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Eagles are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Extra point right down the middle. And they're able to cut this deficit down to 12. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. Off the play fake, McLean. Yeah, this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. On 2nd down, he'll run it here. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Back to throw. McLean fighting through pressure. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 41. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. A quick throw there is incomplete. Now a 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. McLean. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. Back to throw. McLean. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. So from the 22, here's 2nd and 2. Looking to throw. McLean. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the 1st here. On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And he picks up the 1st down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Back to throw. McLean escaping the pressure right. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. A great play there with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Point after, right down the middle. And that will make this a 19-point game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Eagles offense back out onto the field. And this group has suffered far too many self-inflicted wounds thus far as we run through some of the mistakes. It's darn near impossible to win in this league when you're turning the ball over at the frequency that they have. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
In every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball. and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a first down.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43. Philadelphia picking up the first on a gain of 15 in Washington territory now. Here's first and 10 at the 43. In motion, the tight end. Operating from the gun, Alexander. Quick hitter to Jalen Waddle. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it'll be second down.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up second and 4 at the Commanders' 37-yard line.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
Well, we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another first down.
First and 10 at the 32-yard line.
A handoff as they run the counter play. Nifty move.
And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17.
3 quarters have come and gone. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia.
So from the 17 now, here's a first and 10.
It's the Eagles behind on the scoreboard, but with the football here as we start the 4th quarter. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
Ball at the 8 here for second and a yard, maybe a touch less.
Looking to throw. Alexander. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. From 8 yards out.
And the Eagles have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you'd kept him out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on him. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
Extra point splits the uprights, and they're able to cut this deficit down to 12. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Commanders' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes the right read seemingly every time.
They go play action here on first down. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes.
There's your co-NFL record holder, T.J. Watt, doing what he does best, terrorizing quarterbacks.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
And this is the worry because sometimes you can get a little too predictable in spots like this. You know you're going to run the ball, but they know you're going to run the ball as well. And now you look up and you're staring at an important third down.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on 3rd down.
Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number it's just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. Well, still a long way to go, but trending upward. They scored the last time out, you remember. Then their defense forced the punt. Now they try to inch closer, but still ultimately down 2 scores in the final quarter. Open man downfield is Waddle. He's got it. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
Operating from the gun, Alexander. He finds his man, complete. That's Reed. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. From the 20, here's 2nd and a yard.
Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 20-yard line.
Hands it off out of the gun. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
From the gun on 3rd down. Alexander working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he gets the 1st down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Multiple defenders there to drop him for a loss of 4. We've seen him escape similar situations earlier in the game and get away for pretty good yardage. At that time, they get him down.
Yeah, they've had enough evidence that he can get away and run for good yardage, haven't they? That time it felt like, okay, enough of this. Let's play it the right way and get him on the ground before he does any damage.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And he takes it all the way across the 40 before going out of bounds. The Commanders' offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end, trying to come up with ways to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those opportunities into big plays. Olave holds it in, and he's brought down. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the 1st. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
If you can keep getting gains like that, Charles, with the lead here in the 4th quarter, I mean, keep running it, right?
No doubt about it, but what the offense coordinator has to do is understand they're going to continue to stack the line of scrimmage. What runs do you have in your arsenal that'll work against a stacked box and continue to move the ball?
And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. Demario Davis coming in for the sack that time.
3rd down and 10.
Back to throw. McLean.
Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
And this one is right down the middle, and that will extend their lead even further.
So that maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the 4th.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist. but time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. In motion left here, one of their tight ends. 2nd and 5. Wide open receiver complete. Look at the big man rumble. And finally down at the 9-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 56 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, if only they were all this easy, because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Operating from the gun, Alexander. And he's got his man in stride, complete. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Looking to throw. Alexander under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8.
3rd and goal, and keep in mind, very possible.
And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. From 8 yards out.
And the Eagles have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th.
Well, that's what I call an answer right there. They gave up a sack on the previous play. How about what they did to finish things off, turning it right back around?
That's the response, and that O-line feels a lot better now, don't they?
Yeah, without a doubt, because give up the sack on the previous play, that just hurts those guys because they never want to see their guy get hit.
Extra point right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Back to throw. McLean firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game.
Another run on 2nd down, trying to cover up.
And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. And he will find his man on the outside. And he goes out of bounds and looks like right at the 50. Here's J.K. Scott now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback.
This offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. This is 1st and 10.
They'll look to throw.
And oh, that one nearly intercepted. That would have sealed it. Instead, it'll be 2nd down.
He'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. Back to throw.
He's got it complete to Waddle.
And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35.
Final minute, one timeout remaining. 1st and 10.
Looking middle, and that's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Over the middle and complete to Waddle.
The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining. Back to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. He's back to throw. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock.
A big play in this football game. 3rd down and 1.
He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And that is going to be incomplete. Boy, they got the tip they were looking for, but couldn't.